And hello. Here I will be playing the company of myself. I guess we'll start. If you have a minute, I'd like to tell you a bit about myself. The first thing you need to understand is that I'm alone. I've been alone for a very long time now. I'm used to it. I'm content. Before I became more or less a hermit, I found out that I had two passions in life. One was performing. Even today, I found out I can't relate to others. I can stand in front of them, make them laugh or surprise. The irony is strong enough to taste. It doesn't taste good. In case you're wondering, my second passion was a girl named Catherine, but I'll get to that later. I generally face same today problems with a person. They say, I know you don't hear me describe immediately. Oh my goodness. I used to find joy in the company of others. Now I only have the company of myself. My attention is stolen by a green square on the other end of the room. I want to be its friend. More than anything I've ever wanted. I decided to use the arrow keys to approach it. Oh, arrow keys. A square does not react to my approach. Does it not notice me? Or does it pretend not to notice me? Up close, I can see that the green square is actually a door. I think we could be friends anyway. I decided to push the space bar to move to the next room. Spotting a couple of platforms ahead, I decided to use the up arrow key to jump over them. Take that, platforms. I decided that Mr. Door is a better friend than the platforms. I also note that I can pause the game by pressing P or something. Now that risk is involved, jumping on platforms doesn't seem easy to me. I start thinking about how awful it would be to fall. Luckily, I know that I can press the R key at any time to restart the level. I found myself proud and possibly surprised by my ability to leap over harrowing gaps. Even from back here, I can tell that the ledge ahead is too high for me to jump. I begin to wonder what would happen if I pressed the spacebar before I completed a level. Well, I feel confused and a bit tingly, but mostly just confused. I briefly attempt to think of something to think. Nothing worthwhile emerges. I haven't talked to anyone lately, but at least I can solve my own problems. Whoa. Whee! Geronimo! I see a wall blocking the path to the exit. I am dissatisfied. Whee! This area down below is irritatingly spacious. I think to myself that the best course of action is to pull this lever by pressing the A key. There we go. I am grateful of my above average ability to work alone. I I noticed a strange force field in the room. I became gradually more and more curious. I find myself unable to comprehend the purpose of this force field. It doesn't seem to block me at all. Understanding the force field, I noticed that this room's field is greenish instead of pinkish. I just presumed that the pink one blocks the shadow, but the green one would block me. Staring at this worthlessly large staircase, I reflect on my past struggles. Yep. Crazy. Luckily for me, no one was watching as I hopped around like a crazy person. I searched for reasons why I don't desire companionship. I'm guessing this is the way to go. Barely scrape stuff off my hat. I settle on avoidance of the issue. I can clearly get by without others anyway. I find myself unable to leave the question alone. Why can I not be with people? I instantly notice how similar this room looks to the previous one, and I almost feel cheated until I realize my previous tactic will not work again. I just gotta wait and maybe time myself with some little hand gestures and then jump. Just gotta time it. Da, 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 da. I know you're gonna move. Can't be foiled. Alright. I gotta move him over here. He's eventually gonna move. It doesn't take long for me to understand that I'm going to need some timing to get through here. Alright, here's where I start moving. No. Three. Bye. There we go. I've gotten used to the idea of solving mental problems, but I still enjoy a test of my physical abilities here and there. I think back to the first day that Catherine and I met. Our paths converged, and suddenly we were a team. This was before I was as reclusive as I have become today, so I had not learned to fully, truly multitask yet. That talent grew out of place. So instead of shadows, I now have her. Her approach was quiet as my response. The connection was instant and unmistakable. A team. Mutual. Perfect. I wasn't ready to let go. When we faced a problem, we would solve it together. Today I find myself solving the same problems alone. I was underappreciated, plain and simple. Didn't understand how much I needed her, how much she needed me. It was perfect. Everything. It was all perfect. I helped her and she helped me. Mutual. I never suspected the end to come so quickly. Wait. What's gonna happen here? Oh no. If I pull the black lever, she goes. Look at that. That's so sad. I found myself crushed by guilt. I didn't leave the house for days. You killed her. But she was gone. And now I found myself alone. I can't handle talking to people anymore. Oh wow. Maybe I should restart. What happens if I do this? Oh, it's only one. What? Internally, I visualize an overexcited man yelling, "Checkpoint!" I have no idea. Oh, I see. I just gotta get here before I push it. There we go. Rather haunting music, isn't it? I grudgingly consider how the ability to start over from a different perspective would have been helpful earlier in life. Maybe I could have let Catherine not meet me in the first place. And like this, I continue. don't you? Yeah. That's weird. Why was it? This is so weird. Why am I getting a lag spike? There we go. What? Don't leave. I have more to say. I really do. Almost. Almost. Can't. Yay, made it. Are you really leaving? I've been tasked with psychoanalyzing Jack after his mental breakdown. In general, he recalls his life very accurately. The things he says line up with all the records. The first problem, he doesn't seem to remember any of my visits. I've talked with him once a week for the past 8 years, and he always tells me the same things as if we never met before. He describes himself as a loner, and this makes a whole lot of sense as he's been kept in solitary confinement for the duration of his stay at the hospital. He always briefly talks about his life, and he eventually gets into the story of how he lost a loved one, Catherine. He understands that she has died, and he certainly feels at least somewhat responsible, but he doesn't recall that he murdered her. She was found buried in their backyard in a green package. Evidently, it was the only box large enough for use as a coffin that Jack could find. Also note that 2 flowers he planted next to a makeshift grave. He considers her death to be the reason he can't talk to people anymore. I suppose that in a way he is correct. This will be my final report on Jack. I don't find any reason to believe that he'll recover from his current state of severe mental illness, and he's far too dangerous to himself and others to allow his release. The end.